Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Music Mondays. I hope you're all well. I hope you're chilling. It's your boy Zom Slays. And what's fucking cracking? So, like I said, happy Monday, man. I hope you guys are well. What's good, chat? What's good, Cole? What's cracking, homie? I hope you're well. So, lots of good stuff today, man. This is episode 82, and we're gonna get right into it. You guys know the drill. Lots of updates, decent amount of submissions, lots of stuff going on around the Music Mondays headquarters. So, first order of business, episode 81 of the Music Mondays podcast is live on all platforms. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check that out and go show love to all those artists out there. That was a good show last week. The last couple of weeks have been really, really awesome. Every week is really, really dope. The platform's growing, the podcast is growing, and it's always a good time here on the Music Mondays podcast, man. It really is. So, if you haven't seen episode 81, make sure you go check that out. Go show that some love. It's live on our YouTube channel. It's also live on all audio platforms. Wherever you listen to podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, basically everywhere and anywhere. So huge shout out to anybody who's streaming us as well. But you guys know the drill. We're always going to make the podcast free inaccessible. The show's always going to be live unless we do some, you know, special planned shit, but you'll always have the show live every Monday. And if you don't listen to podcasts anywhere else, feel free to check out the show on our YouTube. So, SoundCloud Sunday, Volume 43 is live on our SoundCloud. That's a longer SoundCloud Sunday. A huge shout out to Michael Jones for making the cover. That was absolutely a fucking banger. But man, ever since we brought Tone Deaf on as a curator, we've had insane playlists, man. Such a good variety of stuff. Literally, like, so much good shit on SoundCloud Sunday, man. And 99% of it is under like 2,000 plays. Like, it's literally all the latest underground independent finest. Like, just the absolute like best of the best, for sure. You know, there aren't many proper playlists like SoundCloud Sunday out there that really dig out, you know, a wide variety of artists, you know, from all over the globe. That's definitely a playlist that you shouldn't sleep on. And always feel free to go submit. Submissions go live every Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday. So, if you haven't checked out SoundCloud Sunday, go show that some love. That was curated by myself, Tone Deaf, and Waterfalls. Decent length, lots of good stuff on there, 100%. So, there was one other update I feel like I wanted to get to. Something else. Because of course we're going to talk about the one big announcement that we have here, but I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Now we're good. So let's hop right into the important shit, man. Man, so like for the last like week, I've been driving myself crazy, trying to get everything in order for this announcement that I've literally been talking about on the show for, man, probably a month, at least a month. And you guys heard me, you know, not really want to, you know, leak shit and not really want to speak too much on details. But if you didn't notice, we had a massive announcement on Music Mondays. We'll be having our first URL live online show in the Music Mondays Discord and here live on Twitch. It's called Cyberfest. Basically, this was a vision that I had for Music Mondays for quite a long time. Now, just as a little background on Cyberfest and to really discuss what's going on and, you know, basically the idea behind this, and it's kind of interesting, right? Because, you know, in 2020, when COVID made that first like official just like crazy wave, right? And a bunch of people were getting sick, places were shutting down, yada yada yada. The one thing that the underground turned to, as well as platforms that I was involved in, were URL shows and live Discord performances and things of that nature. And that was something that was really successful. And we sort of refined it as we went on, right? Because, you know, that wasn't just a one-time thing. You know, we kept doing them, you know, throughout 2020, 2021. And then it just kind of dropped off. You know what I mean? Like, it really just kind of stopped. like there was no more URL shows. People just kind of stopped doing them. You know, regardless of the reason, whether that be like, you know, COVID sort of ran its course, or fucking, whatever's people's perception was, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of fizzled out for some strange reason. So when I started Music Mondays in 2021, at the start, because as many of you know, and if you don't know, Music Mondays was originally just a podcast. This was Slay's Music Mondays. Like, it wasn't like a full platform yet. And then eventually in early 2021, I kind of took a new approach with it because, I was already a manager for like 3 years at that point. And I knew how to group platforms. I knew how to interact with artists. I was an artist myself. I knew the ins and outs of underground politics. So I knew that I was in a position to really finally do something on my own in regards to building a platform, right? And not with a team, and sort of be really the foundation for a platform like Music Mondays. So when I had started Music Mondays, I really knew that a URL show was something that I wanted to do instantly. It wasn't like my first thought, obviously, but it was definitely something, you'll be up at like 2, 3 a.m. and you'll be thinking, damn, you're like, yeah, like that's a good ass fucking idea. And, fast forward to August of 2022, right? Which is like fucking a year and 8 months. It's like, damn, like, for like sort of like the first year of Music Mondays, it was really laying down the foundation. And now I was able to really curate enough artists and really bring a team together to wanna actually get involved in an event like this. And the thing is like, there were so many people that had like zero fucking idea what a URL show was, what, a Discord festival was, and things like that. And that sort of like blew my mind, right? Because I was like, damn, like, it's not on people for not knowing, it's on like the platforms and like the groups and like people just randomly stopping URL shows. You know what I mean? Like, just because like everybody felt like COVID was, quote unquote, not in their life anymore, everybody just felt the need to just not do these. And as we all know, the world's kind of shit, you know what I mean? So you want to go out and like do things and like really like do them on your own accord. And sometimes people want to, take a different approach, right? And people want to, be able to do things but don't, want to go out sometimes. And there are people that want to do these things that do go out, you know what I mean? It's really all inclusive. And that's like the really golden thing about URL shows is like, you don't have to pay to get in. There's no like pain in the ass of like driving to venues. If you're a performer, there's no like really shitty setup, and it's really what it sounds like, you know what I mean? It's very much a virtual performance. And unfortunately something like COVID popularized that, and it was something that I always knew that was going to really be beneficial in the long term, going forward. Just, even for people that are like, far away from you, you know what I mean? Like, having the ability to perform with people from like the UK or like, even across the country, you know what I mean? Like California to like New York type shit. Like, that shit doesn't really happen a lot unless you're like already established and like, maybe you're spending all your bread to go do shit like that. So virtual performances and URL festivals really like bring people together, and really like, it's almost like a convention for artists, right? Like, it's like just a bunch of people mingling, a bunch of people enjoying good music, a bunch of people interacting, popping in and out of the Discord, following each other, learning each other's music, and just like having a good time in the comfort of their own home, but feeling like they can be a part of something. And I don't think we need COVID to really popularize that. I don't think we need a fucking horrible infection to, do these types of things. You know what I mean? I think these are a great way to bring artists together and really bring people a good time and really put on for artists in a cost-friendly way. You know what I mean? Because Music Mondays is a very online and in-person platform, because as many of you know, I've already been over it multiple times about throwing shows with other platforms, shows in Chicago, shows in Atlanta, URL shows. I have experience in throwing both, and that's something I definitely am going to apply to Music Mondays. So URL shows are basically not only a way to bring people and artists together, but it's also a way to get people ready for an in-person Music Monday show, right? Because you can enjoy the fuck out of a URL festival, and it's gonna make you want to push it to the next level and be like, damn, I can't wait to do that in person, And the more we do URL festivals, the more people are going to really appreciate Music Mondays bringing you these very underground artists live, so this is a real catalyst, and there aren't many platforms really going out of their way to organize events like this, especially free of cost. You know what I mean? Everybody's so money oriented these days, and not that that's a bad thing ultimately, right? When you're an individual, that's not a bad thing whatsoever. But if you're a platform out here and you feel the need to take from underground artists to really put them on, that's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's why things like URL shows and the way that Music Mondays moves will be the way that we forever do things, because we all know the Music Mondays vision, and if you don't, there's plenty of YouTube videos on it. I won't get into super detail right now, but you guys know what that means to me, and the proper way to do things, and how Music Mondays is going to be the premier platform for new and established underground music, of all kinds, and not just music, art, media, everything. So very important. So like I said, Cyberfest is live. That was basically the announcement that I had hidden away for a while. We have a total of 30 plus artists going live. It's going to be from 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about midnight Eastern Standard Time on Friday, September 2nd, 2022. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm going to link everything in the description. For those of you who are watching live, you can just do !Cyberfest, and you'll be able to check out all the information and really see what's good, see the details, see who's performing, how you can get involved. Essentially, just join the Music Mondays Discord. Check out allmusicmondays.com. Make sure you check our socials for more information. We're still a couple of weeks out, so there's going to be more details coming out in the future, maybe some alternative flyers, cool shit like that. But basically the most important thing is you're following this channel, Zonplays, the home of the Music Mondays podcast, and you join the Music Mondays Discord. So that way you don't miss the show, man, because basically I wanted to make sure we have at least a recording of the performance, right? You can get involved in the Discord, and that's to really, be as hands-on as possible with everybody, and see everybody's live performances and things like that. And we'll be broadcasting it on Twitch, so everybody will have footage of their sets, and we'll be able to throw it on the Music Mondays YouTube channel and really have an archive of our our first URL festival, man. So this took a while to plan. Definitely was something that, you know, it went as smoothly as it could, for real. Like it was definitely rough. So huge shout out to the Music Money staff for helping as much as possible. A huge shout out to every artist that wanted to get involved. I reached out to several. A lot of us reached out to several artists. Some said yes, some said no. And we basically picked a decent lineup based off of that. Um, and you'll see a lot of familiar faces on here, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these people do want to get involved in things like that. So, um, if you haven't seen the flyer, make sure you go check it out. It's available on our Twitter, Instagram, basically all of our socials. And like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be linked down below. So Friday, September 2nd is the motherfucking day. Expect lots of details in the coming weeks. Expect lots of stuff. Cyberfest 2022, man. Let's fucking get it. So that was a huge announcement, you know what I mean? Like, Cyberfest was big. Cyberfest was something that was like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it was... you know? It could be stressful trying to, you know, get an event organized like that, you know? So I appreciate everybody that wanted to get involved, and we're gonna have a really good time, for sure. So we'll definitely be speaking more on Cyberfest in the coming weeks on the podcast. I'm gonna hopefully get a couple of guests here on the show this month for Workshop Wednesday and Feature Friday. Underground Classics Volume 2, which, if you don't know, is our premiere playlist of basically staff picks of songs that they consider to be underground classics that introduce them to the underground scene. Volume 2 of that, which is our monthly playlist, will be dropping this month as well. Dr. Freon, Music Money staff curated that as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Basically, just make sure you're following Music Mondays on everything, all socials, at All Music Mondays. Lots of updates coming, lots of good stuff coming this month. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. So, that's what's up with fucking updates, chat. No article this week, of course, but expect an article on Cyberfest. Expect pretty much everything regarding Cyberfest and more detailed information coming out in the future days. So, I think that does it for updates, I want to say. I don't think there's much else that we have to go over. I think we're good to go. So, you guys know the drill. Well, what's the drill? It's submission time. And this is basically the core of the Music Mondays podcast. Occasionally, you'll see me speak on a lot of stuff here on the show. You'll see me bring guests on. And of course, every Monday, we take submissions. And you might be wondering, Zom, how do I get involved in the Music Mondays podcast? Well, that's very simple. Make sure you're following All Music Mondays on Twitter, and we curate them through these tweets every single Tuesday. So, like right now, the show is live on a Monday, August 15th. It is almost 8 p.m. And submissions will go live tomorrow for episode... Oh, Jesus, what episode are we on? Holy fuck. What episode is it, chat? Okay, yeah. 83, damn. Eventually it just gets like that, you know what I mean? Like 83 episodes will do that to you, bro. Straight up, 83 episodes will do that to you. So, yeah, submissions will go live for next week's episode tomorrow and every Tuesday. So, make sure you're following us on Twitter, and they'll be formatted the same every week. Artists and creatives submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on 8/15/22 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/SoundPlays. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So, contrary to our name, like I always say, we not only react and review music, but we react to art, merchandise, fashion, digital creations, artwork, paintings, digital portfolios, writing, media, YouTube uploads, music videos, pretty much everything. If you're an independent creative and you think you deserve a spot on Music Mondays and the Music Mondays podcast, feel free to drop your links. So, um, like I mentioned earlier, Music Mondays doesn't really pride itself on money. If you feel like you want to support Music Mondays in any way, feel free to stream our podcast on Spotify. Feel free to drop a sub to my channel, which supports the podcast, and basically helps me keep the channel afloat and makes me, you know, it just makes my job easier to take care of the Music Monday staff and really give them the tools that they need and really keep my setup afloat. So, we don't take submissions or payments for submissions. We never will. That's not something that I've really ever done. I've written over 100 articles, and I've never made a dime off of anybody I've ever written about. Um, I've made money off my actual music. That's about it, or selling beats. But as far as me making money from other artists and in exchange for promotion or spotlight, that's not really something I'm into, and Music Mondays will never be into that. Um, it's just not something that will ever work. So if you're ever interested in supporting Music Mondays and wonder how we keep the lights on, feel free to drop a sub on Twitch. Feel free to stream the Music Mondays podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts. Feel free to drop a sub on our YouTube. Basically, everything helps. You know what I mean? And, um, that's the way you can support us best, because we will never, ever take your money for any submissions ever. So, with that said, the only thing that we do ask in regards to the Music Mondays podcast is that you're following us. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, for multiple reasons, right? Basically, number one, to give respect to everybody who does submit to the podcast every week, who does support Music Mondays. If they can follow us and support, there's no reason why you can't either. And if you're basically interested in more underground music, it helps grow the platform. So that's the only thing that we do ask, is that you follow Music Mondays and submit your track down below. And basically, you have a week to submit your tracks. Submissions will usually close a couple hours, maybe an hour before the show goes live. So make sure you get your submissions in within the week. And that's basically that, chat. You guys know the drill. Let's fucking get into it. So, up first, we got the homie Absono, man. Absono had quite the submission last week. We reviewed Ludwig. Absono had a really, really great reference and sample in there. Make sure you go check out episode 82, because we really broke down a classic by Absono and a really, really, really unique track. But Absono's one of my favorite producers here on the Music Mondays podcast, for a lot of reasons. But one of the main ones being that Absono really takes pride in being a producer, really releases tracks as their own, instrumentals, and really keeps them fresh, you know what I mean? And really proves that producers can hold their own. And a lot of producers are doing that more and more again. And that's something that's becoming more common, because it used to be very common, and then people just kind of became like YouTube producers again, you know what I mean? Like type beat, chasing placements and all that other shit. Like, that's fine to a degree, right? Like, I don't think your whole career should be worried about a placement, like, get involved in the underground, get involved in the art, get involved in, an artist on your level, and really like help them out and have them help you out, you know what I mean? And create some magic. And, in the time being, if you can't do shit like that as a producer, then put out singles. You know what I mean? Put on instrumentals, create a brand, create a platform for yourself. Do everything you can under the sun, not just fucking, free NBA YoungBoy type beat and sub to my YouTube type shit. Like, bro, like that shit makes producers look really weird. And Absolno is one of those producers that is not that, and we have a lot of those here on Music Mondays. Uh, Kale, Thomas Marcus, so many really talented producers that take their production to another level. So it's really nice to see as a producer. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, you guys are actually like giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Really cool. So, with that said, Absolno submitted a track titled "The Damned," and I assume it's an unreleased exclusive track. So what we'll do, we'll pop it open in a new Haberuni. Yep, unreleased exclusive Music Mondays premiere. Absolno, The Damned. Let's check this out, man. Damn.
Perfect.
That was fucking crazy. You know, it's really that staple shit from Absolno where it like example, it's tagged as trap, right? But it has this fucking great unique spin on it, man. And Absolno's just back at it again with some more fucking just secret sauce, bro. Like it's got this fucking, I don't know. It's got this real like specific kind of vibe to it. It's really nice. Um and mostly the melody. I think the melody really does it for me, but we'll break it down. We're going to talk about two things here, considering there is no vocals. So we're going to talk about the instrumental, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of The Damned. So, um, you know, one of the standard things you're gonna get from somebody like Absono as a producer is a great mix. You're always gonna get a nice, crisp, clean, loud mix. There are a couple of artists we featured here on Music Mondays that have worked with Absono recently, and you know that crispiness really shines when it comes to instrumentals, and it's really cool to see. You know, Absono's final product compared to what an instrumental release can sound like. I really feel like the mix is really locked down in that regard, and that's really dope. Um, so like I said, a crispy mix for per usual. It's no debate. Um, you can expect that 100%. So mix is solid. I'd say Shining Star for me here is 100% the melody. It has a little bit of like a horror feel to it. It sounds like something was reversed, or it could have been chopped up. It could have been sent through a VST. It could have been anything. But regardless, the Mel really brings the whole dark kind of atmosphere to this track. Um, a drum selection's awesome, and it's more of like the nonstop, kind of in your face style, and which at this point, if you're a regular watcher of the Music Mondays podcast, um, you know that Absono really sticks with that kind of full force, like in your face kind of vibe, which works really well for certain artists. And this instrumental is no different. I feel like Absono really brought the heat with this one in terms of like, you know, making an instrumental bouncy, but also keeping it pretty consistent, in terms of structure and things like that. So sound selection was good, structure was solid. Um, Really just another standard kind of, I guess, style of instrumental, but it's so heavily influenced by Absono's taste and customization, and really at the core like skill in terms of like creating their own version of a style. This is really like a perfect example of it. If somebody said, "Yo, Absono, you make music, let me hear some shit," this is another great example of that. You know what I mean? Um, there'll be artists that I say that about, and it's really something that always comes to mind. You know what I mean? This is definitely a track to really be proud of, and really like, um, really almost look at as like a defining kind of style. You know what I mean? Be like, damn, like that's fucking sick. So, obviously an unreleased exclusive, so not much to talk about aesthetically. Epsono always keeps the black and white theme, even if it's unreleased, which is nice. Um, but it is titled The Damned, and it definitely has that kind of like ghost, ancient horror kind of, you know, maybe even graveyard kind of vibe. Um, My Bloody Valentine almost, things like that. So The Damned, I think, is a perfect title name, and definitely brings that kind of spooky feel in terms of the melody, 100%. So, with that said, huge shout out to Epsono. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. And Epsono is an artist performing live at Cyberfest. Make sure you go check them out. Go show them some love. Follow Epsono on SoundCloud. 3 follows away from 30 followers. And of course, make sure you follow Prod Absono on Twitter. Absono is, oh shit, he reached 300. Let's go. Let's go. Big W, man. Big W. Uh 3 away from 305. Go show Absono some love, man. Let's fucking get it. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And if you're not already subscribed to the Music Mondays YouTube channel, subscribe. We're approaching 60 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, full podcast episodes, Music Mondays exclusive tracks, um, exclusive segments. Basically, everything's on there, man. Lots of good stuff on the Music Mondays channel. Go show these artists some love, and go show the channel some love, man. W facts, Cole. Let's get it, baby. So, up next, we got the homie Mac 2 times, man. And Mac has just been really going fucking crazy in terms of really like pushing themselves forward in their career and really like really just improving their craft. Like there are a couple artists that come to mind on Music Mondays that have improved themselves greatly over the last 2 months, and Mac is definitely one of them. Definitely. So Mac submitted a track titled Over. And I'm excited to get into this. This cover looks sick. What are we in for, chat? What are we in for? 6 days ago, cover's fire. Cover's fire. I like the simplicity of it, and I like the style. It's such like a unique, like throwbacky kind of style. It's fucking weird. It's so weird. It's like a very like kind of, I don't know. It's very weird. It just has that kind of vibe, you know. So, huge fan of Mac 2 times his art, like 100%. So let's get into this, man. Brand new Mac 2 times. Over.
Yeah, I got dreams that I manifested. It's because of a cash fetish. Knowing God got me with blessings. Ain't had to know shit up to me. Cause I gotta go and get it. I gotta go and get it. I gotta go and get it, yeah, I gotta go and get it. Picture me riding around in a Rover. That would be one of my luckiest days. I'm talking a 4-leaf clover. Before I get there, I gotta glow up. And before that, I gotta blow up. It's crazy the way that she yell on my body. Ain't gonna lie, I don't even know her. Gotta tell Shorty move over. Instead, she tryna get closer. Looking at me for closure. I told her, baby, you tweaking if you think that I'm finna get some leftovers. Focused on myself, do what I'm supposed to. Lately, I just been counting my blessings. Cause one day it's gonna be over. One day it's gonna be over. One day it's gonna be over.
What up, Bob?
I just been counting my blessings. One day it's gonna be over. Focused on myself, do what I'm supposed to. Yeah, cause any day it could be over. I gotta stay focused, gotta maintain. Fuck a lot of haters, yeah, I know they all lame. I ain't gonna pay attention to all of the fame. Cause I've been waiting on God to put me in the game. Trying to get an iced out watch, bust down chain. Not because I wanna see the hands move. I just wanna let niggas know the clock change. From the time I was broke to when the people know my name. Yeah, I got dreams that I manifested because of a cash fetish. Knowing God got me with blessings. Ain't had to know shit up to me. Cause I gotta go and get it. I gotta go and get it. I gotta go and get it, yeah, I gotta go and get it. Picture me riding around in a Rover. That would be one of my luckiest days. I'm talking a 4-leaf clover. Before I get there, I gotta glow up. And before that, I gotta blow up. Crazy the way that she yell on my body. Ain't gonna lie, I don't even know her. Gotta tell Shorty move over. Instead, she tryna get closer. Looking at me for closure. I told her, baby, you tweaking if you think that I'm finna get some leftovers. Focused on myself, do what I'm supposed to. Lately, I just been counting my blessings. Cause one day it's gonna be over. One day it's gonna be over. She sucking my dick on a 10-speed. I'm telling Shorty she lucky because one day this ain't gonna be free. No, I ain't throwing a mislead. One day I'ma be up in Miami on the water with a jet ski. Driving around in the year, it's no renting. Trust nobody, gotta keep an eye on me. Walking the club, bad bitches only. Having no girl, cause I used to ghost me. All for the world, never come lonely. I can never see the lies, always my problem. Now looking to the eyes, knowing that I got one. Blessing in skies, they ain't know that I saw it. Shit kinda weird, don't know what to call it. Don't really matter, just know that I'm all in. Yeah, I got dreams that I manifested because of a cash fetish. Knowing God got me with blessings. Ain't had to know shit up to me. Cause I gotta go and get it. I gotta go and get it, yeah. I gotta go and get it, yeah. I gotta go and get it. Picture me riding around in a Rover. That would be one of my luckiest days. I'm talking a 4-leaf clover. Before I get there, I gotta glow up. And before that, I gotta blow up. Crazy the way that she yell on my body. Ain't gonna lie, I don't even know her. Gotta tell Shorty move over. Instead, she tryna get closer. Looking at me for closure. I told her, baby, you tweaking if you think that I'm finna get some leftovers. Focused on myself, do what I'm supposed to. Lately, I just been counting my blessings. Cause one day it's gonna be over. One day it's gonna be over. One day it's gonna be over. Lately, I just been counting my blessings. One day it's gonna be over.
Let's go. Love that. Let's fucking get it, baby. Yeah, I really like the flow on this, and the writing's great. Like, and Mac has been working like more frequently, right? Like tracks every week, like putting out fucking just just has a great work ethic, 100%. So let's break this down. We're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Over. So right off rip, we have this kind of alternative trap style when it comes to the instrumental. Um, you know, Mac kind of has a couple different styles that they tend to gravitate towards too, and I like this choice for Mac. It's kind of got this like fast paced melody with like these really chill, like well thought out drum sounds. And not everything goes super crazy. It's really kind of like a chillax beat other than the melody, which is kind of interesting. You know what I mean? It makes for a very chill instrumental. So I like this choice for Mac 100%. Um, Definitely sounds solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. A Mac definitely snapped. So let's talk a little bit about vocals here. Now, when it comes to vocals, I feel like Mac has really improved so much on this mix. Like this this mix is really something that I've noticed has improved just an insane amount when it comes to Mac. Like it's really something that's like it's the most noticeable to me. You know what I mean? Cuz you could take like a Mac track from like I don't know, even like a month ago to 2 months ago, and you can notice the improvement on the mix itself, and it's fucking awesome. It's really awesome to see. So the mix is solid, 100%. Like I said, nothing clashing to overbearing, nothing's good. Um, Now I think one of the shining stars here for me has got to be the writing. The writing is awesome, and that's one of the qualities I don't speak enough. About when it comes to Mac is really the writing. The writing on this is awesome. You know, and that was one of the traits I noticed in I guess Mac's more emotional tracks, but I feel like Over's going in the direction of more, punchlines and kind of clever writing, which I like, you know what I mean? I mean, I like both styles when it comes to Mac, but I feel like this track in particular, I like the clever writing. I like the punchlines. It's very simple shit to pick up on, but it's also very relatable. It's very relatable and very like I see what you did there kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So writing's definitely a shining star for me. Performance is good. Um, Flows are decent, 100%. Mac was always a fan of those kind of faster paced instrumentals. Um, so this is no different. All in all, definitely shining stars writing for sure. I really like the writing on this. So let's talk about the theme. Aesthetically, like I said off rip, this cover is great. Um, I had to fucking sneeze. Ugh, apologies, chat. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, like I said, this cover's great. This is a very like Mac kind of style. Um, oh, fuck. I just had a random ass sneeze attack. But yes, you can just tell, right? Sort of like I was saying earlier, Mac kind of has this like this like unique yet like easily recognizable style when it comes to their cover art. And Mac's also an artist that, goes above and beyond, right? Like when it comes to hiding emojis and like doing just a lot of fun shit when it comes to their covers. And I like the simple approach on this one as well. You know what I mean? It's almost like a very like faded school drawing except turned into an album cover. Like it's got a good minimalist vibe going for it. So I do like it a lot. So let's talk about the core theme. Um, you know, Max speaks on a couple of things being over, and even a different kind of aspect, of doing things before, life is over. Um, which a lot of people can relate to, you know what I mean? Like, this is a great, simple theme that people can relate to, and I'm sure Mac had a good time writing and really performing and recording, because when it comes to themes like this, like I said, it's not only relatable to other people, but it's something that's very therapeutic as an artist to be able to create a track like this and really just lay it all out and be like, yo, like I'm trying to go hard as fuck. You know what I mean? Like this is one of those kind of like really solid message in my book kind of songs. Um I love it for that. And Max, always done such a good job when it comes to their themes and really conveying their thoughts in like a proper way that is not only therapeutic for them, but it makes the listener sort of understand where they're coming from. So all in all, Over is definitely a solid track, for sure. And with that said, huge shout out to Mac 2 times. Thank you for your submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you follow Mac on SoundCloud. 4 followers away from 30. Make sure you go show him some love, man. And of course, make sure you follow Mac 2 times on Twitter at Mac 2 times. 5 away from 110, man. Go show him some love, bro. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We basically upload 2 times a week, full podcast episodes, exclusive songs, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff on there, man. So go show love to some of these artists and go show love to the channel. Let's fucking get it, chat. How we doing, man? How we doing? Jesus, bro. I had a fucking sneeze attack out of nowhere. That was annoying. Let's go. New job, new me, shorty. Let's fucking get it, Mark. Leveled up. Let's go. We fucking love that. Good for you, my friend. New job. Common Mark W. No cap. Mm-hmm. We definitely take those. Okay. So, I think you guys know who this next artist is. Yo, alright, thank you for following me. Welcome to Stream Family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're well. Lord Heretic. Probably one of the greatest alternative, kind of heavier vocal style artists we've ever had. Nah, we've definitely never had an artist that even comes close to Heretic, man. A couple of artists have done this style in their own way, but Heretic is really such a leading scorer when it comes to expanding themselves on this style. Whether it be some form of like alternative punk to just so many other kind of like really great blends of genres. Um, so this week, Heretic submitted a track titled Harry World, and this is of course off of their latest project, And Still I Wept. We've reviewed quite a few tracks off of And Still I Wept. I want to say like 3 or 4, maybe 5. But we have not listened to Harry World. And Harry World was actually a track that I edited the music video for Lord Heretic. And definitely one of my favorite tracks off of the album for sure. Of course, Protestant Gloom. You guys know how I feel about the And Still I Wept art. Huge shout out to Trash Art. But Harry World is definitely such a standout track. Like such a standout track on the project, without a doubt. So if you haven't heard this, you motherfuckers need to buckle up. For sure. Lord Heretic, Harry World. What a fucking banger. Jesus. This makes me want to punch sand. Oh, fuck. Aesthetic Gloom said, whole release is fire, but this one is my favorite. Yeah, this is something else, bro. Yeah, literally, Mark. Let's fucking go. And Bloodcat, what's good, homie? I hope you're well. Welcome. I hope you have a safe trip. But yeah, man, let's break this one down. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and talk about the overall theme of Harry World. So, man, oh man. We've reviewed plenty of Lord Heretic and Aesthetic Gloom tracks, and this is just another peanut butter and jelly situation. Like, there isn't a beat that Aesthetic has cooked up in the recent months that I, haven't heard Heretic really enjoy snapping on. You know what I mean? Because, like, some artists, they can, create on any instrumental, right? But to really genuinely enjoy something and to really make a fucking banger because you love, like, what you do is a different story. And this is just not one of those cases where you can just tell that Heretic was fucking feeling himself when it comes to this track, man. The lyrics are just another. We'll absolutely get to that. We'll get to that. But Aesthetic is slowly becoming one of my favorite alternative producers for sure. Just has one of the best heavier kind of styles when it comes to instrumentals. I love the way that this is mixed. The melody is absolutely shining star. Drum selection's great. The 808 is definitely another shining star. Could easily be released on its own. But with Heretic kind of blessing this track, I feel like this was awesome. This was like really what it brought out a lot of potential, if you will. So, let's talk about vocals. Now, Heretic has such a unique vocal style, and you know, the flexibility is like through the roof, like truly through the roof. Um, you know, Heretic can do heavy screaming kind of vibes. He can do super fast punk rap kind of vibes. He can really like come at you with a lot. But the one main thing that you're always going to get is a lot of flows in writing that are like consistent with that shit. Like doing many styles doesn't really mean shit if you can't record and perform it nice and back it up with like really good bars. And Heretic has all that. I feel like Harry World is a song where you kind of see a little glimpse on Heretic's like true ceiling and potential, like as an artist, and you're like, holy shit. Um, the sky's the limit for most musicians if they just expand, right? And I really feel like this is another case where Heretic's really, taking this album and Still I Wept and pushing himself into like a different kind of style and a different direction and really combining everything that they've learned over the years. And Harry World is a really good example of that. Um, truly, truly. So let's talk about the theme. Now, aesthetically, you guys know how I feel about the Still I Wept cover. Trash Art is really an artist that I think goes really well with Heretic style. Like I always say, super grimy, super like very just in your face, kind of bland. It's just like nightmare fuel kind of shit, but it's done so well that it's like, damn, that shit leaves a fucking impact on you. Trash Art is super, super fucking talented. Now, Harry World, the actual theme, right? Um, is really just it could be so many things. You could take it as like a mosh kind of turn up song, or you could really take it as um like an insight on Harry World and like the world of Lord Heretic. And the video really does that some justice too. Because it splits like almost an AMV style with like raw behind the scenes Heretic footage. Like there's a lot of like good shit about this track, and it's definitely not one to sleep on if you're gonna listen to And Still I Wept. Definitely a classic on the track or on the album, 1000%. So, with that said, huge shout out to Lord Heretic. Thank you for submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. Heretic is 10 away from 770 on SoundCloud. Go follow him, go show him some love. And of course, make sure you follow Lord Heretic on Twitter at Lord Heretic. 3 away from 165, man. Go show him some love. 3 away. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're on the road to 60 subscribers. I believe we're like 3 away. We upload 2 times a week. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, exclusive tracks. A whole lot of good stuff is on there, man. Go show these artists and go show the channel some love. So, I believe the next 2 are media submissions. So obviously we'll just get through all the audio and then we'll wrap back around to a Bloodcat and Offspring, and I think Cole also submitted a music video as well. We got shit, Chad. Tonight's a music video visual night, man. Let's go. So I think the next audio submission is Thomas Marcus. So after we're done with audio, we'll wrap back around to everybody's videos, and then we'll be good to go. La Familia Records also spammed the tweet with a bunch of different artists, and I was gonna do at least like one of them, but I just said fuck it because we won't be able to credit them and find their socials and things like that. So, uh, a La Familia Records, if you're ever interested, just feel free to have your artists submit or at least tag them and at least be able to give them credit and a little bit of background on who we're listening to. And I believe the rest do not follow Music Mondays, which of course that's the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on the socials. And of course, for a couple of reasons, like I usually explain at the start of the show, the number one being to pay respect to the people that do follow Music Mondays and do show support to other artists and do submit every week. And for two, to help grow the platform. If you're interested in underground music, if you're interested in networking with other underground artists, helping us grow the platform is pretty much all we ask. I spoke on this for a couple of minutes at the start of the show, so go check that out because I had a decent rant on that. But with that said, let's get back into it. We have been going fucking hard. So Absono good, Matt good, Heretic good. We're gonna wrap back around to Bloodcat and Offspring. Up next we get the homie Thomas Marcus. Thomas Marcus is another producer that, you know, much like Absono and Kale and, you know, Michael Jones and so many others, you know, shit, myself, you know, that really take production seriously and treat themselves like artists and really really just continue to push, you know, what it means to be a producer and really create a platform for yourself. And Thomas definitely does an excellent job when it comes to that. But with that said, this week they submitted a track titled Released Unify, which this is a crazy ass cover. This is such a cover that is I forget. There was one cover that Thomas had not too long ago. A couple weeks ago that was just like this. It was almost like a real photo, but it was almost, you know, dipped in paint and it had this like art style to it. And it was insane. Or maybe Thomas is just a fucking painter and we have no idea. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. That could very well be the case. But with that said, let's get into this. Thomas Marcus, Released Unify. Bro, I feel like I've mentioned this before. It wasn't. It was like a while ago. Like a couple weeks. That like static. That's got to be an effect because there's no way Thomas is just like letting that slip through. That's got to be like a lo-fi radio kind of like static effect. Okay. Okay. Tape emulator on yeah, no, for sure. For sure. It's definitely gotta be something in that kind of range is exactly what I was thinking. Cause like I've heard the effect on a Thomas track before, right? And I was like, I don't know, maybe it slipped through fucking mixing and the audio got scupped on, the fucking render, Like who knows? Who knows? But now that I'm hearing it again on an earlier track, I feel like it's definitely something that, you know, that was intended. Which is better to know, you know what I mean? Because if we're gonna react to it, it's good to know those things. So, um, one thing that um I really noticed was a style switch up here, but we'll get to that. Let's break this down by two things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Released Unify. So the instrumental off Rip is a really good blend of styles, right? The first couple of, you know, maybe like the first minute, will have you thinking that it's a certain style, right? It's another kind of solo guitar track by Thomas. And it has this kind of style switch up that's like, oh, okay, okay. You know what I mean? It has this kind of like, lo-fi switch up almost. And I always felt that Thomas was super, super good at that style anyway when it comes to their drums. Because we've heard kind of like a little, sort of like lo-fi direction. But this was sort of the most creative that we've heard as far as like really mixing a bunch of styles as a producer. So easily shining star here. Absolutely has got to be sort of the beat switch up or when the drums enter. I really feel like it had me as like a first time listener thinking it was going a completely different direction. I thought we were gonna hear maybe another solo on top of the melody, and I was wrong. You know what I mean? So that caught me off guard, and that was dope. That was dope to hear. And it definitely brings that sort of like lo-fi radio phone call kind of vibe. With the effect that we were speaking of earlier in chat. Whether it be a vinyl plugin, anything on the master. But it definitely brought that lo-fi kind of like 1935 kind of black and white home movie kind of vibe to it for sure. So shining star for me though absolutely is definitely the beat switch up, and when the drums enter I just feel like it's so very like it just threw me for a loop and really made for like a pleasant switch up, as a first time listener going into this track. So let's talk about the theme here. Release Unify. I you know, Thomas is one of those artists that really has such unique phrases and track titles. Um, Release Unify is not something that really bounces off of the head like really fast. You're like, damn, like, what could this mean? And like, even if it does have a definition, like, what does it mean to Thomas? You know what I mean? So, um, really like mysterious and unique kind of track titles for sure. We've even Googled a few in past episodes of Music Mondays, but art wise, I feel like this is the most painting kind of vibe that um we've ever seen. As far as like a almost like a portrait or like a fucking whole mural. And of course you got the standard Thomas Marcus logo down bottom mid. And it's just another classic Thomas Marcus kind of style. Um and I noticed that Thomas was always super um super particular about their covers and like sort of their names and how they relate. You can catch a lot of feelings from this track when looking at this cover, 1,000%. The drums just kind of bring it, um, the coming home or like leaving kind of feeling. And then if you look at the art, that kind of backs up that theory. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, this guy's either leaving or he's either coming home or he's thinking about some shit that really just nails you. Whether you're trying to let something go or bring something in. You know? It definitely has that kind of like let go or like should I stay or should I go kind of vibe, I guess. That's definitely what it is. But always a unique experience from Thomas nonetheless. This might be one of my favorite tracks by far. I love the kind of lo-fi kind of alternative vibe here. It was a solid listen for sure. So with that said, huge shout out to Thomas Marcus. Thank you for submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. Make sure you go sub to Thomas on YouTube. Extremely close to 1.1. Go show him some love, man. And of course, per usual, make sure you follow Thomas Marcus on Twitter at ThomasMarcus075. Thomas is extremely close to 20 followers. 2 away. Go show him some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. We are approaching 60 subscribers, about 3 away. We upload 2 times a week. Exclusive Music Monday segments, full podcast episodes, exclusive tracks, a whole lot of good stuff is on the channel, man. Go show these artists some love and go show us some love on the channel. Let's fucking go, chat. Listening between buffering, but we vibe. If you're not on mobile, you can turn on low latency mode. But if you're on mobile, you can listen with just audio, and that should improve your connection. Yeah, so I want to make sure we didn't miss any audio. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna roll back around to Blood Cat and Offspring. There's 4. And then we got Matt and Mark up next. Okay, I believe that's it for audio submissions, because the rest of these artists down here, which are just mostly record label pages, either spammed or do not follow Music Mondays on the show or on Twitter. So 2 more audio submissions, and then we're gonna go roll through and check out some of these media submissions. So I think we'll just take our break now. Everybody else, make sure you get up, go stretch your legs, go get a drink, go have a smoke, go do all that good stuff. I'm gonna go take a leak, and then we're going to get right back into Music Mondays, episode 82. Huge shout out to anybody who is chilling, anybody who came through, showed love, anybody who followed, anybody who subscribed. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, everybody take 5. Go stretch your legs. Go do what you need to do. We'll be back in about 2 to 3 minutes with more Music Mondays. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast. Let's get right back into submissions. Let's go. All right, so where were we? We just finished off with the homie Thomas Marcus, and up next we got the homie Matt Rocks. Matt is another artist performing at Cyberfest. If you are a Matt Rocks supporter, if you don't know who Matt Rocks is, make sure you check them out and come through to Cyberfest, man. Matt is one of the most talented alternative artists that we've featured here on Music Mondays, for sure. And works closely with a lot of other extremely talented artists here in the Music Mondays community. This week, Matt submitted a track titled Down to Die. And the caption reads, Project soon. Oh, shit. Alright, so pop open a new tab. You guys know the drill. A Blood Cat, Matt Rocks, Down to Die. Damn. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. Full volume. Let's get into this.
This city got me feeling right. Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride? I get a bitch for 50, now she down to die. This city got me feeling right. Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride? Get a bitch for 50, now she down to ride. This city got me feeling right. This city is down to ride. Get a bitch for 50, now she down to die. Oh, met her in the night and that's all. Say she wanna die but not alone. Oh, if we gon' die tonight, I need to know. Are you down to ride, cause we can go? Are you down to shine, cause we can glow? She like the way I call it white, like the way I call it white. She call it glow. I wanna come in her bag, wanna be in her bag, I'm gonna go in her bag, She been around the block, she know I'm not a sight. Now she kissing on my watch, she in love with my eyes. Sin City got me feeling right. Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride? Get that bitch for 50, now she down to die. This city got me feeling right. Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride? Get that bitch for 50, now she down to fly. This city got me feeling right. Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride? Get that bitch for 50, now she down to die.
Yeah, get my bitch a 30, now she acting right. Yeah, get my bitch a 30, now she on the pipe. Yeah, ay, get my bitch some 30, now she down the pipe. Yeah, now she acting dirty and she wanna pipe. Yeah, told my bitches buy a hit right there. Yeah, I wanna baby, I'm mansion in Bel Air. Yeah, I'm partying with demons to let them in here. No, I don't care. Rich junkies, codeine ain't no fear. And if we die tonight, is it a sacrifice? Hey, baby, by my neck and pour it over ice. Yeah, make me play Paramore, but my business is misery. Yeah, can't you see? I've been going through a lot. Yeah, grip my bitch and make it sing. Ooh la. Sounding like a drum, it go poof. Please don't fuck with my money. If you do, I let it out.
Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride? Yeah, that bitch for 50, now she down to die. This city got me feeling right. This city got me feeling right. Is you coming with me? Is you down to ride?
bitch to 50, now she down to die.
Damn.
Now she down to die.
Oh, what the fuck?
I think you're pretty cool.
Yep. I would have to agree. Goddamn. That was such an anthem. That was such like a nighttime kind of like anarchy purge kind of like very like whole city's empty. Let's just wreck shit. Like this had a very anthem vibe to it and I love it a lot. Let's break this down. So we're going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Down to Die. Man. Truly, I feel like, you know, the whole anthem thing really set in my mind when the hook came in, but the instrumental really set a tone for like almost this like futuristic kind of light electronic, you know, 3042 kind of vibe. And it really did not disappoint. Like I feel like Bloodcat and Matt really sound so far ahead of the game in this track. It's crazy. This is such a really refined style, and I really feel like the instrumental really laid a good foundation for that and really kind of like set the precedent for like kind of this futuristic kind of feeling I'm getting. So instrumental choice is fucking solid. No surprise when it comes to vocals that Bloodcat really smashed this hook. That's the other thing that really made it feel like an anthem and sort of like a perfect like nighttime kind of track. It has enough like dance to it, but it's still like dark as shit. And I feel like that hook really has everything to do with it, truly. A Bloodcat's, you know, always been a really good writer. But those hooks are just fucking, they always nail you, man, because like not only are they like well performed and recorded, but like the style and like the pure swagger of it is like really something that sticks. And like this one in particular, Down to Die, really has that anthem feeling just because of the substance and like, you know, it just has nighttime vibe written all over it without a doubt. So huge shout out to Bloodcat. This hook was awesome. But the writing overall was good. It was very like almost poetic, but very like I feel like aggro is a little bit of a like a stretch. I almost want to say like it's very like kind of like don't give a fuck attitude. You know what I mean? It's a very like I just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And yet it has this like structure to it where it's like like this like hits a different kind of nerve. You know what I mean? Like this hits a different kind of nerve. Not a lot of tracks have the ability to do that. But Shining Star for me is absolutely the hook. I feel like this hook was awesome. But Matt came through and really blessed this track with sort of like a different style, but really doubled down on Bloodcat really having this sort of slightly, you know, approach with like a little bit of attitude, and Matt came on the same wave. You know what I mean? Like when Matt jumped on it, it was the same kind of like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like down to die, down to ride type shit, and it really mixed well with what Bloodcat said. Truly, you know, 99% of the time, as we all know, Matt, you know, usually does one takes and you know, really goes crazy when it comes to their writing. So like I feel like this is another verse where Matt was very like taking a different approach from their normal style and you could almost even guess it was because of the instrumental. And Bloodcat really like laid down like such a fire fucking hook where it's just like, okay, like you could see where that direction was gonna go, and I feel like Matt really blessed it. So this is a perfect feature to have on a track like this. Such a good like standout single. Like it's very single material. It's very like it like that's purely why I said anthem, because it just reminds me of one of those like standout like, you know, cover like, oh, you make music, let me check that out, you know what I mean? Like I love the up to date shit because it's like I love seeing the improvements on everybody, but it also intrigues me to see the direction that everybody's going, and I think this is awesome. So vocals are fucking great on this. This is an awesome collab. Let's talk about the theme here. The theme's great. This cover is fucking super unique. I love the layout, very minimalist. And I'm a huge fan of like almost the Midwestern ode to like having like the border, and like I don't know, I just love the kind of Midwest style, but it has this like pop feel to it, and it kind of, you know, makes you feel like a nighttime cover as well. You know what I mean? So it really pays respect in that regard. Like I feel like the cover is very on point with this theme. But the theme itself for Down to Die, man, Jesus, you know, you could go in so many directions. But you could see why it was titled Down to Die, because there are a lot of, you know, bars and wordplay that really, you know, plays off that phrase, truly down to die. Like, you know, ride or die, down to die. Like so many things that you could really speak on when it comes to the phrase down to die. And it's titled in a way, of course, where, you know it's Bloodcat Matt Rocks, you know, from the way that die is spelled. So a really dope theme here. Really, really fucking dope theme. 100%. Two artists you definitely got to keep your eye on, and two artists you're definitely going to find a track you at least fuck with. Even if you don't like one track, you'll definitely find something that you do fuck with. And both of these artists are performing at Cyberfest, so make sure you go show them some love. Come check them out live. Go stream their music. Go show them some love, for real. So, per usual, make sure you follow Matt Rocks on Twitter. Matt is approaching 615, 2 followers away. Go show Matt some love. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. We are approaching 60 subs. We basically upload 2 times a week, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, exclusive Music Mondays tracks, a whole lot of good stuff on there, man. Go show these artists some love and go show our channel some love. So, our last audio track of the night, man. And it's none other than the homie King Mark. Let's fucking get into it, bro. We had quite the submission last week from King Mark. That was such a pleasure. And man, Mark has just been going fucking at it this year. Such a pleasure to have around the community, and just a really, really fucking talented artist with a great vision. This week they submitted a track titled That's What You Wanted. I assume it's an exclusive unreleased track. Okay. Yeah. And it's featuring Cole Girard. Oh shit. So we do have a Cole submission, which I'm excited to get into as well. That's a music video. But Mark submitted a track titled That's What You Wanted, and it's featuring Cole Girard. Exclusive unreleased Music Mondays premiere. Let's get into this. What do we got here? Only show unreleased anymore. Let's fucking go. Hey, it's probably the best way you could show it, right?
Yo, she look cute, this shit.
Oh, this is sick.
she was true for sure. Trust her, let her know, don't spell summer. She ain't no bitch, she fresh, I feel it out. Attention, flashing, working it seven when you hit my bro. Okay, yeah, for sure. Hey, your friends tell me why not. If this ain't what you wanted, fuck what you been wanting. Be what you wanted. Once you first I'm mobbing, I'm a bit harsh. I'm fast stepping up from the edge. She's on my topic.
Damn. That's that real lover boy shit, bro. This is fucking heat. This reminds me of like a classic, cutesy kind of Seattle shit, bro. Like this is tough. This is really tough. I fuck with this. Let's break this down. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of That's What You Wanted. Man, the instrumental is great. It has this kind of like peaceful kind of like melody backed with like this kind of chill drum selection, man. Like this instrumental is wavy. It is super fucking wavy. Such a great choice by whoever picked this. I assume Mark. Such a great choice here. I really, really like this instrumental. Especially for an artist like Mark. I really feel like any instrumental in this style, Mark can really make something shake with. So I really like this style for Mark, and these prods really, really, really snapped on this. Such like a perfect definition of like a very like just almost a video game like kind of instrumental, except it has that real good like underground sauce in it where like it's like super crisp. I like this choice for sure. Now, vocals, Mark fucking snapped. Like this mix is perfect in terms of vocals and how it sounds on the instrumental itself. Nothing's clashing, too overbearing, anything like that. But I feel like Mark's vocals are tweaked in just the perfect way for this particular track. Just because the instrumental was so very, like, digital. And very, like, kind of just peaceful. And I feel like Mark really hit the nail on the head when it comes to the mix. For sure. Another standout for me is the writing. Mark's writing has become so poetic yet super descriptive. We can really get a good vision on all of Mark's tracks, you know what I mean? Like we've reacted and reviewed old Mark, new Mark, unreleased Mark, and you can tell in Mark's more recent recordings that the writing has become very poetic yet visualized, you know what I mean? And it's got a little style to it, and Mark's really setting into like a King Mark kind of standard, and it's really cool to fucking see. And I feel like tracks like this we'd love to see more of. I feel like Mark would really excel at this kind of style. And like make whatever the fuck you want, right? But this is definitely a style that I could see Mark really expanding on. So I fuck with this a lot. Mark did a really, really good job. Now, Cole is an artist that is super flexible. We know Cole is really flexible from Cole's early submissions, right? Since like the first submission was, Cole flexing styles and flows and, really being a vocal acrobat and really proving what they could do on a track. But, recently we've seen Cole take different approaches on certain tracks, especially features. We've seen Cole really mesh with what the other feature is doing. And this is another case of that, where Mark really laid down a great foundation and Cole really matched that energy, you know what I mean? Except in Cole Girard fashion. Cole matched the writing, Cole matched the vocals. Like, so it was such a complementary feature. This is like such an ideal feature that you'd want from somebody. You know what I mean? Like, no matter who it is, you just want them to get you on their track. You just want them to like understand it, and you want them to like, like be on your wavelength, right? And I feel like these two were on the same wavelength when it came to this track. Like I really feel like they understood each other's vibe and really worked in sync. So you love to see that. Cole really brought a different kind of almost moody and like punk kind of style a little bit, you know what I mean? And that's another thing I'd like to see Cole bring out more of, you know? I feel like these kind of like dream like alternative, you know, emotional tracks really bring out a lot of cool characteristics and traits out of artists. So I feel like this is a perfect example of that. And both you guys really, really smashed your vocals. This was awesome. Really, really awesome. So let's talk about the theme here. Now, obviously aesthetically exclusive, unreleased, so no cover. That's fine. We know that. That's what you wanted. Now, the core theme, you know, Mark really laid out some good poetic punchlines here. And, you know, it's like got a little bit of romantic vibes with a little bit of heartbreak, with a little bit of like looking towards the future. You really get the best of both worlds when it comes to a theme like this. You know what I mean? Because it's not meant to be like a very like turn up track. It's a very like smoking vibe and like very like at night kind of like chilling on your roof looking at the stars. Like it's a very like on point dreamlike kind of sound and theme to go along with it. So I feel like they both really nailed it when it comes to the theme 100%. Cole, one of the two people I fully trust with the vibes. The man's always knows what to do. Yo, no cap, I could tell right off the rib. I heard Cole. I was like, holy shit, this sounds like some real duo shit. Like that recent EP you guys did was great. So this was awesome, man. I can't wait for this to come out. A music video would be crazy. Cover is probably gonna be crazy. This is dope, man. This is a pleasure. Huge shout out to King Mark. Make sure you follow King Mark on SoundCloud. 1 follower away from 145, man. That's a good milestone. Go show him some love. 1 follower. And of course, per usual, make sure you follow King Mark Music on Twitter at King Mark Music. 3 followers away from 270. Another good milestone. Another one. And of course, per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 60 subscribers. We upload basically 2 times a week. Full podcast episodes, exclusive YouTube uploads, exclusive hosted tracks, a whole lot of good stuff on the channel, man. Go show these artists some love and go show the channel some love. Got Cole mixing up the indie bedroom pop album. It's going to be next level. Yo, I can only imagine Cole with the engineering wizardry. Holy shit. Yeah, nah, I definitely know all about that. For sure. That's awesome. The collabs are in, ladies and gentlemen. The collabs are in chat. Let's go. So, that does it for audio submissions. Like I said, some of these guys don't follow Music Mondays on Twitter, which is the only thing that we do ask. We don't take payment or anything like that. So if you're ever interested in getting involved in the Music Mondays podcast, make sure you follow us on Twitter and submit your tracks down below. So, yeah, that does it for audio submissions. Let's pop open some media. And up next, and we got the homie Bloodcat with some fucking crazy shit. Bloodcat is, you know, one of those artists that really really caught my eye as soon as they submitted. You know, for not only being super talented, but when Bloodcat entered the Music Mondays community, such good vibes, and even in our interview that there were so many stories and so many good just angles of Bloodcat that you don't see too often. Bloodcat's a very unique artist, man. Definitely a good energy to have around, without a doubt. So this week they submitted the official music video for Too High, and Bloodcat has been pumping out so much shit. Like music video after music video, so many fucking just great content pieces. Bloodcat's just been going crazy on the YouTube channel, man. And the descriptions are fucking great. Like video credits, engineered by BCat, covered by BCat. Like, Jesus, bro. Camera, it was cool. Like, let's go, man. Like, we love to see that. Now, of course, we haven't reviewed this track's audio yet, so we're definitely gonna have to get into this. So, official music video for Too High from Bloodcat. Let's check this out.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Lay beats, this go crazy.
When I'm too high to close my eyes, hold me tight and tell me I'll be fine. Baby, tell me your lies and say it's just one night. 'Cause baby, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high to close my eyes. Hold me tight and tell me I'll be fine. Baby, tell me your lies and say it's just one night. 'Cause I'm too high, I'm too high. Smoking on the back and let me set it fire. We were pushing pressure, now we're pushing love. Push me up and baby, watch me fly. I'm not afraid to die, 'cause I'm too high. Baby, I'm too high. Baby, I'm too high. I need a worse dose, so baby, hold my eyes. I'm too high. I'm too high. Says you need a flex, so baby, hold my eyes. This that pepperoni pack I got from Papa John. I'm a real lover boy, so I fuck up with my chopper on, chopper on, chopper on. When I'm too high to close my eyes, hold me tight and tell me I'll be fine. Baby, tell me your lies and say it's just one night. 'Cause baby, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high to close my eyes. Hold me tight and tell me I'll be fine. Baby, tell me your lies and say it's just one night. 'Cause I'm too high, I'm too high. Smoking on the back and let me set it fire. We were pushing pressure, now we're pushing love. Push me up and baby, watch me fly. I'm not afraid to die, 'cause I'm too high.
Wow. Wow. Yo, that might be my favorite Bloodcat music video. Like, that might be it. Like so far, that fucking might be it. God damn. Okay. Let's break this down, chat. Let's fucking go. I was not expecting that. That was 10 out of 10. We're gonna talk about four things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Too High, along with the music video. So, the instrumental is some of my favorite kind of styles to see Bloodcat really push. I just feel like this style is like so well done by Bloodcat. It just has this like alternative, almost rock kind of style. It's just so well done. I love this style for sure. This instrumental's fucking 10 out of 10. Truly. Mix is fucking solid. I feel like a Bloodcat really performed on this instrumental, like extremely fucking well. This was awesome. This was really fucking awesome as far as the instrumental goes, man. I'm a huge fan of this audio. Now, let's talk about vocals here, because vocals are just fucking like, what, dude? Mark said top 5 BCat tracks, and he's not capping. Not capping. Like, what the fuck, bro? Come on, man. This is crazy, though. Like, too many shining stars. Like, the mix of, like, playful bars and like, once again, like, we get to touch on Bloodcat having these crazy-ass hooks. All around, like, probably one of my favorite Bloodcat tracks. Absolutely. Like, bar none. Like, this is so well done. The vocals are just 10 out of 10. Like, it's so well performed. The flow in the style is just out of this world. It's so, like, fresh, but like familiar. It sounds so like it sounds so unique in the way that it's like comfortable. It's really really fucking dope. These vocals were just, yep, a fucking one. But like I said, the writing had like the perfect amount of like playful kind of punchlines and bars, and at the same time it's very like serious and emotional and very like real. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people could hear this shit and be like, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? And calling it Too High was just the icing on the cake, without a doubt. Um, Vocals are just 10 out of 10. There's literally, it's fucking crazy. This was so well performed. But Shining Star, if I had to pick absolutely, has got to be the performance and recording. I love the enthusiasm. I love the hook, and it just has this solid realness to it that is unmatched, extremely unmatched. So let's talk about the theme here. I mean, Too High, right? Like, everybody's been too high, and no matter what, the aspect is, everybody's been there. You know what I mean? And I think Bloodcat really made a kind of a bop out of something that like fucking sucks. So it's like, okay, this is perfect. You know what I mean? Like really turning light into kind of like a shitty ass feeling, So this is dope as far as the theme goes. Now, let's talk about the video, right? I mean, Jesus fuck. Easily my favorite Bloodcat video to date. For so many reasons. I love the styling in this video for sure. I love the grimy, almost VHS kind of look we have going on here. It's almost like a very analog kind of look, and the shots, right? I mean, Cole had some hands in this video, so this was like a perfect example of what it can look like when a vision comes to life. And I really feel like this was fucking perfect. Like for the audio of Too High, this was exactly how you'd picture a video like this. 1000%. It's stylish. It's like very grainy and like kind of like I said, kind of has that like analog kind of like VHS CRT look, and I fuck with that look a lot. Like that's one of my favorites, especially for a track of this caliber. This is well done. Kind of standard for Bloodcat. I can expect really dope visions and really dope shots like every time we get a visual. Even the last one was almost had like a very like 80s 90s kind of vibe, like in the neighborhood, and like very kind of like it just gave that throwback vibe. This one gives like that very grimy kind of like behind the scenes like private life kind of vibe, and really mixes it with like the analog kind of look, and I love that. You know what I mean? I fucking love that. And of course, you know what I mean, Too High. So the pills was like such a great addition. You know what I mean? Like even like the little things and like the angles are just top tier, top fucking tier. This is quite the visual. This is quite the fucking visual. Perfect for what this track is, like without a doubt. Yeah, I would absolutely go as far as saying this is my favorite Bloodcat music video, bar none. Well fucking done. Well fucking done. And of course, you got all the credits down below. Lots of good stuff down here. This was fucking great. This was really, really great. What a pleasure. Wow. So, with that said, huge shout out to Bloodcat. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much, much motherfucking love. Make sure you go sub to Bloodcat on YouTube. 4 subs away from 160. That's a good ass milestone. Go show him some love, man. And of course, per usual, follow Lil Skunky Raps, Bloodcat's alt on Twitter. 5 away from 50 followers. Go show him some love, man. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description for the YouTube re-upload. And of course, subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 60 subscribers. We upload basically 2 times a week. Full podcast episodes, Music Buddies exclusives, exclusive tracks, a whole lot of good stuff on the channel, man. Go show these artists some love and go show the channel some love. So, up next for our media submissions, we got the homie Offspring Mysterious, man. And Offspring has been going fucking hard with the new edits. Last week we got a really good improvement and just really got a scope on what Offspring has been up to when it comes to their media, like, sort of direction, right? Because as we all know, Offspring is one of those creatives that if you're going to take anything from them, like I always say, it's the work ethic and the effort and the pride and the real essence of dropping content. And Offspring does that so well behind them being a producer and a writer and a designer and a filmer and an editor. So I love to see that. Jack of all arts, for sure. Again, does anybody have a North Face coat? Welcome to the stream, Offspring. I hope you're well on me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Offspring has been killing it lately, so I'm excited to see what they have for us this week. So the caption reads, "Who's ready for part 2? Chapter 2, Universal Connection, New Auras." Damn. Alright, alright. What do we got here? What do we got here? So, we're bumping that up to 720. That description, interesting, interesting. Okay. And of course, we have all the Offspring links that you're ever going to need, of course, in the description. I'm excited for this. Let's go. Chapter 2, Universal Connection, New Auras, Offspring Mysterious. At the DQ, bro. He went so far. All this was done in a day? Holy shit. Five different cities in one day? Yo, Offspring was fucking committed, bro. Holy shit. Oh shit. Uh. Back at the crib. Oh shit. Let's fucking go. Wow. You know, I'm a huge fan of this direction, man. Like, this direction that Offspring is taking is so fucking dope, man. Really, really fucking dope. That was awesome. Yep, everything in the description. Yep. Dude, nah, like that was fucking great. What I so absolutely my favorite content of Offsprings has been anything to do with uh the sports. Like literally anything to do with any sports scenes, any literally anything. Whether it be the Onslaught Basketball League, so many things have just been really, really interesting, and this was awesome. This was like such a dope concept. I was freezing my balls off making this video. That that doesn't surprise me for one because it looks cold as shit. Plus, you said you were walking, but you were getting it in though. You were getting it in for sure. Yeah, this was a pleasure. This was a real pleasure because Offspring is really going in, I wouldn't say like a different direction, but just a new direction when it comes to their content and the way that they create their media and their stories and their writing around their music. Um, this is really a good example of how far your content can go if you know how to stretch it, right? Like this is really like how far um it can go, truly. Especially when it comes to production and releasing songs, and you guys know how I'm a fan of the little things, right? Whether it be showing the songs on screen or just the little edits and things like that. Like, let's fucking go, man. Like, this is well fucking done. I do this for y'all. Let's fucking go, Offspring. No, yeah, this is great. I really can't wait to see what you do in the future, and really would love to see you keep pushing this, to other platforms, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, things like that, and really push your music with it. You know what I mean? I feel like you would really benefit so greatly if you just push this to other media platforms and been, hey, go stream my music, da 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 da. Because with each edit and each release, these get better and better. So it's been a pleasure, my friend. It's been a fucking pleasure. This was awesome. And another great concept, you know what I mean? And that was probably my favorite part. And really just another example of why Offspring really shows, if you work hard and if you put your fucking head to something, you can really do some dope shit. Like you can really do some dope shit for your art, for your music, for your career, you know what I mean? And just unload a bunch of content. So I feel like things like this could really thrive in, not just YouTube, but all media platforms. So I'm excited for the future of Offspring Mysterious, man. For sure. This was awesome. What a motherfucking pleasure. I advise all of you to go check out Offspring. Lots of good stuff on their channel. 5 subs away from 90 subscribers. Go show them some love. And, of course, make sure you follow Offspring Mysterious at Beats Mode on Twitter. 3 away from 850 followers. And Per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And subscribe if you haven't already. We are approaching 60 subscribers. We are, I think, like 2 or 3 away. We upload 2 times a week. Exclusive Music Mondays tracks, exclusive segments, full podcast episodes, a whole lot of good stuff on the channel, man. Go show some of these artists some love, and go show our channel some love. Let's fucking get it, Offspring. Thank you for the submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. That was fucking great. Offspring has been working their fucking ass off, bro. Let's fucking go. So, we have one more media submission, I believe. And it's none other than the homie, Cole Girard. And this will definitely be something. Because, I don't know, I think it was either last week or the week before we reviewed the audio for Cole's recent single, Wait, Proud Ab Sono. Well, now we have the music video. I'm excited for this. So, you know, as we all know, Cole has been working like crazy, whether it be from engineering, features, verses, singles, covers, so many things that Cole has been involved with, and is really like one of the most hardworking artists in the Music Mondays community. You know what I mean? Cole's been everywhere, collabing with everybody, doing as much art as they can. You know what I mean? So this is really dope to see. But Cole, like I said, submitted their audio for their track Wait, and we reviewed that recently. But we're going to review now the official music video for Wait. It dropped on Cole's official channel, Proud Ab Sono. Let's see what we're about to get into, man. We've never reviewed a music video from Cole. Let's check this out. Cole Girard, Wait, official music video.
Wait, ready to buy, power pilot, ain't no way, I'll take a price to pay, I just drip chop, will I pay, so I'm ripping off fine, when I drain, down in the drain, thinking that I should be better, no, I can do worse, stop that shit, put on reverse, start with always up and pay, I'm fucking the end of the day, nigga, I got you, I got it, wait, step on me, wait, yeah, that bitch don't wave me, bitch don't pray for me, mommy waist pack, nigga stupid rat shit, started young, half lucid, ass clap, give me applause, hitting like a dog, yeah, that bitch don't wave me, bitch don't pray for me, mommy waist pack, nigga stupid rat shit, started young, half lucid, forgive me if big bosses, I'm forgiving, even when I'm down, but Chevy with it, fuck I'm always down deep in it, long dickin', yeah, I like to go deep sea fishing, yeah. Bitch, a chicken in the kitchen with my homie doing dishes, swimming around with strange fishes, 3 house, 3 bitches, know I'm summer strange, when I packed it nice, lights, ice down, need some friends around right now. Wait, hold up, wait, ain't no way, you can see, that dick don't hit like paint, still on it, love me, I got it, you away. Still on me, love me, yeah, I got it either way. Still on me, wait, yeah, that bitch don't wave me, can't touch, bitch don't pray for me, on the way pack, making stupid rat shit, started young, half lucid, ass clap, give me applause, hitting like a dog, yeah, that bitch don't wave me, can't touch, bitch don't pray for me, on the way pack, making stupid rat shit, started young, half lucid.
Damn. That was literally everything I wanted it to be, man. Like, especially for like a first music video that we've seen from Cole, this was minimalist and simplistic, like in the perfect way. Like, so we've already reviewed the audio for Wait, so let's talk about the music video here. Now, we have no prior viewing of a Cole music video, maybe like slight clips and things like that, but never like a full official music video. And this is perfect, you know what I mean? Like, it's super minimalist. The scenes are like very simple, yet like the editing does so much to where like it complements it, you know what I mean? It really complements it, from the filters to the effects to everything done in here. I really feel like this edit was like so well done. Visual by Bloodcat and Cole. Got all the links down below. Yeah, no, this is great. This is great. This is like, you know, a great first impression for an official visual, because for one, you can tell right off rip that Cole's not camera shy. Really took to, you know, filming head on, right? Like this is like the perfect, the kind of like the ultimate test for one, but it's like the perfect kind of start to filming visuals and really getting ideas and being like, okay, like that came out sick, like let's go do this, let's go X, Y, or Z. But you know, being camera shy and things like that are some of the first things that you want to come over if you're like getting into filming visuals and shit like that. But as you could tell, Cole's definitely very comfortable around the camera, and that's such a benefit, you know what I mean? Because that'll make you want to film visuals more, that'll make your visuals come out way smoother, you'll look comfortable on camera, and you're gonna look like you're enjoying your track, you know what I mean? You're gonna look like you're really like turning up and like really capturing whatever track you're doing a fucking visual for. You know what I mean? So this was perfect. But the first thing I noticed was not camera shy at all, and this was awesome. You know what I mean? You love to see that, you know, because some artists always look stiff, or you know, this, that, and a third, and you know, I haven't seen one in a while, but that's definitely something you always take notice of. You know what I mean? But it's so edited in this like minimalist way. I feel like it's really well done. You know what I mean? Because for a song like Wait, it's a very turn up song, and you could have, you know, went any direction. You could have went like really, really complex, but Cole decided to go very minimalist and then put Absono in the title, put Wait in the title, and really blended this kind of almost analog style, but it's not analog style. It's more of like future effects and like cuts to really make this like a fluent kind of visual. Like because look, this is like one of those things where like it proves that like doing a visual like this can be not easy, right? But it's super simple. You know what I mean? You just need another homie sometimes, or you can even do it yourself. Simple but effective. Exactly. Thank you. You could either grab a homie or you could even do it yourself, because I've like shit, we've seen shit from Mark where Mark literally did it all themselves and it was fucking heat. But this is another example of where like it's super simple but minimalist, but it does the job so well, like because it captures the artist in a way where, you know, obviously audio can't, and audio releases are the core of what we do. So like when it comes to visuals, you kind of want to make sure that those are cool, you know what I mean? Because like we're always gonna put out visuals and audio, but like perfecting both of those are like such a key, and this is such a great start when it comes to filming visuals. Do everything solo because I have no friends here, dude. Fucking hate that struggle. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're feeling. I got like some homies and shit, but Jesus, you know what I mean? It can be rough sometimes, especially if they're like not artists. Oh man, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I really enjoyed this visual for such like a premiere Cole Girard visual, to be honest with you. Like super simple, and really proves that you can like do a visual with almost nothing. You know what I mean? Like not even an outfit change. Like there's a couple like outfit switches and shit like that, but it made for better scenes. You know what I mean? It really made for better kind of shots and like better editing and things like that, and better use of the filters, and really made for a little bit of variety in here. You know what I mean? So Shining Star is the fact that it's super minimalist but super effective. And I would love to see more of this. Cole did an excellent job. As far as like being very like loose, yet you know, things like this you could just get done in like a fucking day. You know what I mean? So like really efficient is what the core is here. It's super efficient and well done. So huge shout out to Cole. This was a fucking pleasure. I can't wait to see more. Huge shout out to Bloodcat for helping with the visual. Huge shout out to Cole for the visual. Huge shout out to Absono. You guys absolutely killed it, man. Well fucking done. Well done. And of course, huge shout out to Cole Gerard. Thank you for submission, homie. Much motherfucking love. Cole is on his way to 20 subs, 7 away. Go show him some love, man. Let's fucking go, Cole. And of course, make sure you follow Cole Gerard on Twitter at Cole Gerard. 4 follows away from 30. Let's fucking go, Cole. That was quite the fucking pleasure, man. I cannot wait to see more of that. We need more Cole visuals. That was dope, man. Good job. Good fucking job. And I think that just about does it, chat. Yeah, we're good. We're good, man. Huge shout out to anybody that submitted tonight. Huge shout out to anybody that tuned in, showed love, showed support. I appreciate it, man. We had an excellent episode tonight, truly. And we talked a little bit about Cyberfest. We talked a little bit about pretty much everything, what's going on with Music Mondays, what's coming this month in August. A whole lot of good stuff, man. Lots of music videos tonight. Lots of music videos tonight. Which I don't mind, you know what I mean? That's such a pleasure, especially for tracks that we've already reviewed and reacted to. So it's like reacting to the music videos, like super fucking dope. Cause like, you brought the vision to life, you motherfucker. So shit like that's really cool, man. Really fucking cool. You're very welcome, Cole. Thank you for your submission, my friend. Thank you. Like I said, huge shout out to anybody that came through, chilled, lurked. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. That just about does it for episode 82. I just want to talk about Cyberfest for a second. Make sure you join the Music Mondays Discord. Make sure you're following Music Mondays on all socials. That way you can be notified first and find out when everything's going down with Cyberfest, with everything that we've got going down. Yeah, man. Lots of crazy shit going down. For sure. But the main focus is going to be Cyberfest. So expect some trailers, expect some more flyers, expect some really cool media. You know, and even some of the artists that are performing were in the chat tonight. You know, Mark, Bloodcat, Cole, you know, so many talented artists are performing September 2nd. So if you want to watch, get involved, things like that, make sure you join the Music Mondays Discord. And make sure you're following us on socials. Rip Offspring, homie. Yup. My condolences, my friend. Absolutely. Yeah, man. So, expect a lot of stuff this month. Workshop Wednesday, Feature Friday, Underground Classics, Cyberfest, September 2nd. Lots of really cool stuff. Expect some guest episodes. Expect a lot of good stuff coming on the show. So, I can't think of anything else unless you guys have any questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube and you made it this far, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. That's where you can find all of our audio and things like that. Huge shout out to the Music Mondays team. Huge shout out to everybody who's performing at Cyberfest. Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 82. Spin your boys on Slays. Huge shout out to, let's see, man, who came through tonight? Huge shout out to Cole, Mark, Ara, Bloodcat, Offspring, anybody else who lurked and chilled. Thank you. We appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week for episode 83. Feel free to follow, subscribe below, all that good stuff's linked down below. !MM in the chat if you're interested in Music Mondays socials. Lots of good stuff coming, chat. Lots of good stuff coming. So tonight was fun. We're about to have a crazy ass August and a crazy fucking September. Let's get it, man. I love you guys. Be safe. Take care. For any lurkers out there, I'll go drop somebody to host. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next week for episode 83. Take care. Be safe. It's your boys on Slays. And I'm out of here.